If I had to cover a song from any genre, it would probably end up being something just a little bit different, man. I don't know. When I was young, I was really big into like old folk music, man. Something more like a Joan Baez, a nice little classic like harmony that you could actually bring back up, throw some beats underneath it, make a nice little underlying influence to it.
Cool, cool. And for you, Colin?
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. When I was growing up, my mom was real big into alternative rock. You know, she loved like Offspring and Sublime. But away from that type of sounding music, my mom was really big into Four Non Blondes. So nice. I'd probably do what is it, Runaway Train? I think is probably you know, it was the direction I'd probably have to go if I was gonna remake something, you know, of a different genre. I'd probably cover Runaway Train, you know.
I just resample covers that I do, so I don't really know. Shoot.
I'll let this out later. Just
put him on the spot.
Yeah, I don't really know. Honestly.
Word Church, the thing you gotta know about Word Church, he's an interesting individual, especially as a producer. He has no musical influences. He really doesn't. Wow. The guy don't listen to a lot of, except his, you know, the beats that he makes and different things like that. So kind of tries to keep that fresh palette. So it's kind of, I can understand why he's having trouble answering the question.
Most definitely.
So.
And for you, Emra,
well, definitely. I mean, Sublime's one of my. I mean, that's like my all-time favorite band. So. Possibly something from them, but I don't know if I could get crazy with it. And I mean, if we're just dreaming here, maybe something like the Beatles. I mean, they've definitely influenced me a whole lot. Just something my dad introduced me to, and, you know. So it's just definitely always been there throughout. Just kind of the staple at the start. That or Santana.
Most definitely.
Surprised no one said Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
that'd be a great band to cover. Hip hop band to cover would be Chili Peppers for sure.
Cool. They got that funk, you know.
Yeah, he has that.
Right?
He has that flow already, that rhythm. Yeah, so
breaking the girl.
Would be dope.
Yeah, that would be too bad. I don't know. We'll get Word Church on. We'll let you guys know.
See, if I had a question for the next guest, it would probably be, considering if it was from Pueblo, my first question would definitely be, what are your plans to help build the scene and spread the scene now that Phil's Radiator is one of the establishments of this town as far as shows, venue, anything for any musician that ever wanted an opportunity in this town. Phil's was the foot in the door, was the way to spread your name, was reliable. And so that would be my very first question is, hey, what are you going to do to help keep music alive for not just themselves, but for everyone in this town? Because it was a tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, I think for every artist in this town, for every person that has lived in Pueblo for a long time, that we lost Phil's Radiator. You know, so that would be my first question is, what's the alternative? What are we going to do, you know, as a community of artists, you know? So that would be
that's a great question.
Yeah, no, I gotta say that's definitely. I mean, that's been on I think all of our minds since the Phil's thing happened. So that'd definitely be the question.
Oh, that one's easy for me. It would be Jeru the Damager for one. Guy was on point. Guru if he was still alive, just because those two always had a great synergy. And then on the other side, I would like to see something like Fatlit from the Far Side, kind of join in with would bring a completely different flavor to it, and then probably like Sage Francis.
Nice.
It would be a very interesting group like that.
Hell yeah.
Impossibly tough question that you just asked. I could give you like 50 combinations of 4 artists that I would love to see together. But something that would be a dream for me just to hear, because you know I've heard Chopper tracks before, you know, as far as having a conglomerate of fast rapping artists. But I would love to hear a track by Tech Nine, Tone Deaf, Twister, and probably Busta Rhymes. I mean, I would love to hear a track by them 4 artists. I think it would just be obliteration, you know? I mean, there'd be too many words to count in that track, I can tell you that much. So.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Well, this one I can actually answer. Well, I would like to take Capital Steez. He's actually dead. And Vira the Virus, which is another person who's dead. And then, well, he actually said one of the people I was thinking of, which is Tone Deaf. Just because he's really, really talented, as well as Guru, you know. 3 people that are passed away, but I think that had so much potential. Well, Guru obviously put his foot in the door. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
These guys stole a lot of my answers. So I mean, I definitely it's kind of hard. I mean, who doesn't want Guru? You know, Guru. I mean, you know, as far as that goes. But I definitely like to see like maybe, I mean, just like on another tip, since they kind of covered all of that, like Greaves and Murs getting together, doing something. I mean, kind of like the Felt thing going on, but then bring, you know, some other cats into it, possibly like Brother Ali, and then I don't know, just to kind of get crazy, spice it up, throw somebody just weird in there. You know, as far as like a Tyler the Creator or something, just to kind of, I think that would just make it sound real funky.
Hell yeah.
Just, not that they're all like the greatest, but I mean, like it just would make it a really interesting sound. So
Weird.
Real emotional.
Favorite live album? Wow. When I was young, I not really young, but in between, I used to love Mr. Liff. Hearing live Mr. Liff was something different, man. It just, not only just intelligence, but just usage of words and the ability to go forward with that. That guy was like quintessential as far as, I think it was live at the Middle East. He did something in Boston. It was one of the better live albums I think I've ever heard from a hip hop cat, especially just recording.
Nice. Yukon.
This is a tough one for me. This is a dual answer because there are 2 live albums that stand out in my mind as equals to each other that are different genres. One similar to hip hop and isn't necessarily is Matisse Yahoo has a live album that I just love it. I mean, you can hear the feeling, you can hear the crowd loving it. I mean, you can just hear his involvement. I mean, I can hear the sweat pouring off him when I listen to the album. Like literally, I can hear it. You know, I mean, I don't have to see it. I can just hear it. I love that album. As far as hip hop, The Roots, man, they have a live album that is sick. And you know, with their band and everything, it's perfect fit for them to have a live album. And love it. I can't remember what it's called. I wish I could, so I could spread the word. But you know,
For sure.
I actually liked the Chicharron's live album that they did in
The Zodiac.
the Zodiac. Yeah, that's a really good one. That's one of my favorites.
Rad. Awesome. M-Rock.
Damn. Well, Con definitely stole my answer with Mata Shahu. That was Live at Stubbs, Volume 1. Volume 2's alright, but Volume 1's definitely where it's at. That's just, I mean, so much emotion. And anything Sublime does live is dope, but the one I really like that I think has some of the best live performances, like just not even hip-hop, is the Family Values Tour album.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was a good one. I mean, there's just so many bands on there that just do their thing, and just live, I mean, you can just feel it. It's really cool, just track after track, so it's kind of neat.
Most definitely.
Top 5, I would love to see Pete Rock and CL Smooth get back together and do something live. Nice and Smooth as another one. Just the way that they would always be able to blend off each other. Let's see, Camp Low. I'd like to see Camp Low do something live. Aesop Rock and just about anybody would be another one up there. And then probably if you really wanted to throw like an early group that I grew up really enjoying was probably like Black Moon or OGC, one of the early teams from like Duck Down back in the day, because they all split up and they're just never been the same once they did.
Most definitely. For Yukon.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about local artists, you know, Soreth Fest type atmosphere, you know, definitely got to be local artists, I'd say. So, my top 5, I would love to say Acumen there, you know, but unfortunately Acumen is no longer. So I'd say The Reminders, Bullheaded, probably Brown Ale, because I love the dudes. I mean, they're like brothers, you know, and you know, just to throw out 2 other names, I'd, you know, have to say Despicable Dialects and Common Bugs.
Hell yeah.
So, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Right. Yeah, well, if I had to get some local bands too, I would choose definitely Still Catching Wreck from up in Springs. Yeah. They're really awesome. I'd love to get some Mall Skull down here. Well, Black Mask before the split up. With Raph and American Smith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
vintage Mall Skull. Yeah. That was awesome. Or, well, Black Mask, as I should say. What was that, 2?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's 3.
That was 3?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that vintage, you know, the Myth of Logik, they haven't played a show in years, so they had to come back. And then I definitely love to hear the Asbestos Tampons there, because they were just really awesome. They're just always a good show.
Most def.
So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely Asbestos would be Asbestos Tampon, Sonic Vomit. Definitely anytime we play with those guys, like we've been fortunate enough to play plenty of shows with friends with them, so that's really cool. Then they just have nuts energy, especially Asbestos. Like those are just fun. I'm not even really into that so much. It's just that is just an experience to be had. Let's see. There was a group I got to see up in Springs once out of Denver. I know they don't do anything more. It was an MC and a DJ. It was Boombox Saints. They were really dope.
They were dope.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, they
were dope.
Geez,
Yeah.
they killed it. Tell you the truth, anybody off the original Mountain Peeps lineups that they used to do, they used to have, I'd just bring in like a good chunk of like that fest and like mix it in with like the rest of that. And so, yeah, because there was some dope cats. You got Mad Trees. I don't even think they really do much things anymore.
A little bit.
A little bit, but I mean, you know, Jay
got
doing his Black Day
stuff, yeah.
thing going on and whatnot. So, but there's literally anybody doing local that loves to make music, I'd love to just play with. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to see. I mean, that's definitely why we need another venue around here. Build that scene.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what's up? It's the Myth of Logik.
Myth of Logik.
We're here with the Chu Chronicles.
Chu!
Yeah!
Yeah.
That's what's up. Pueblo, Colorado.